Let's do a spoiler review for Super Mario Galaxy. If you're wondering why I'm not doing a non-spoiler review, welcome to my channel. I don't tend to do that for movies like this because there's no reason in not doing a not doing a spoiler review, because in the sense that this movie's going to make $1 billion, everyone's going to see it. So I tend to do that with this and Marvel movies and movies that I'm like, everybody's going to see it anyway. So what's the fucking point of me beating around the bush? I'm just going to talk spoilers. And you could either not like that or you could like that. But here we go. Uh, if you saw my review for Mario 1, I was not a huge fan of that movie. I don't think it's like horrible or anything, but it's just so basic and nothing that I'm just like, I didn't even really enjoy rewatching it. So this was a movie that I'm not excited about, obviously. But to my surprise, I actually liked quite a bit of things in this movie. But I also hated this movie in a lot of ways. But I also sort of liked it in a lot of ways, so it's a mixed bag. Let me explain. Let's start with what I liked. I like some of the cinematography during the action sequences, and they actually get creative, and that they also in this movie they are closer to the games in a lot of ways, and that works a lot better because in that first Mario movie they were having like "Take on Me" and these annoying ass pop songs and all these stupid things that you don't really want to see in a movie. Um, where this movie didn't do that. It just kind of used its actually original score. I, I can't remember actually this pop song playing in here, and there's a reference to Peaches the song, but they don't actually play it. So Jack Black doesn't sing again, which is good. Like they're actually, I felt like all the criticisms of that last movie they took it and they learned, because apparently even the celebrity castings in this movie weren't just like, hey, let's get celebs. We got Brie Larson in here, who is actually a fan of Nintendo, and so she's voicing a character that she loves and doing a decent job in Rosalina. You got Donald Glover, who I guess asked Nintendo to be Yoshi, even though I would have just said no and just fucking take the sound effects from the games. Like, what the fuck is this? And then, you got freaking Glenn Powell, who actually likes Star Fox and wanted a Star Fox movie. So this was cool. And something that felt like, it had a little bit more effort put into that last movie. And so I liked a lot of that. I love Star Fox, and it was just cool seeing that character. I like some of the Nintendo references, like the way they used Rob the robot in this movie was cool. Mr. Game & Watch was cool. That cameo, the Pikmin cameo was pretty cool. Like there's things that I enjoyed as a you know, but where I really grew to hate this movie in a lot of ways. And hate's a strong word, but I really did hate this about the movie. Is it just kind of did what the first movie did, where there is like a plot, and it's not that you need a plot to a Mario movie. I don't need some deep plot, but I need something of substance. And this movie tried to have substance, but didn't want to actually sit with that substance. Like, for example, like Peach is exploring her identity and trying to find out who she is. Except that movie that's like barely touched upon, and when it is, it's so quickly brushed upon. Like at the beginning of this movie, Rosalina is kidnapped, and I don't. I vaguely remember the Mario Galaxy games. I didn't sit around and play them all day, so I know who Rosalina is. But I was sitting there going, "Why should I care about who this character getting kidnapped? Like, what are her powers? Like, what's her deal?" And then she was out of the movie for so long that it just made me go, like, "What's the actual plot here?" Because it just kept kind of doing things like there's a after Peach leaves to go find Rosalina, Mario takes over the kingdom, and then they start doing some stuff. And it was just all these things, like they would just do some stuff, do some stuff, do this. And it just got to a point where it's like, I don't like this movie because there isn't a plot and it's just kind of doing things to waste my time. And some of it was for fun Nintendo references, but the Nintendo references shouldn't come at the expense of anything. Like, why are Baby Mario and them then there just to extend the movie 10 more minutes? Basically, that's why it's there. And if you don't have and the thing is, it's not that they didn't have enough substance to actually make a plot. Bowser and Jr. and Bowser's storyline could have had a little more focused. They could have spent time actually explaining who the fuck Rosalina is, so I have a reason to care that she was captured, or even gave her more to do in the movie or something. Like, there's things here to make a pretty decent Mario Galaxy movie that I probably would have come out saying, yeah, it was pretty solid. I really enjoyed that. But I came out being like, fuck this movie. It's just kind of lazy. And the moments of joy I had watching this movie didn't really make up for the laziness that the rest of the movie was. So, I know this movie's going to make $1 billion. I know it's kind of fucking redundant to say all this shit, but I'm really giving you my honest take here. I did not like this movie, even though I enjoyed a lot about it, because the filmmakers were just lazy. They just were. They just decided that the Nintendo references were more important than fleshing out the material of a decent movie that they had right in front of their hands. And instead, they didn't make a movie. They made an hour and a half of Nintendo commercials. And if you like Nintendo commercials, great. Have I got the movie for you? But I don't like Nintendo commercials. I like real movies. And this was not a real movie. So